Hey everyone, hope you all are doing good. Today, I'll be sharing with you guys everything about the Taliban. Hope you all enjoy. In this presentation, I'll be covering all these topics, starting with the meaning of Taliban, then a brief history of Taliban's, then what are the Taliban's ideology, about their flag, the present flag, Sharia law, and finally a little bit about present leader of Afghanistan. The Taliban, which means students in the Pashto language, emerged in 1994 around the southern Afghan city of Kandahar. It was one of the factions fighting a civil war for control of the country following the withdrawal of the Soviet Union and subsequent collapse of the government. It originally drew members from so-called Mujahideen fighters who, with support from the United States, repelled Soviet forces in the 1980s. Within the space of 2 years, the Taliban had gained sole control over most of the country, proclaiming an Islamic emirate in 1996 with the harsh interpretation of Islamic law. Other Mujahideen groups retreated to the north of the country. The Taliban's founder and original leader was Mullah Muhammad Omar, who went into hiding after the Taliban was toppled. So restrictive were his whereabouts that his death in 2013 was only confirmed 2 years later by his son. What is the Taliban's ideology? During its 5 years in power, the Taliban enforced a strict version of Sharia law. Women were predominantly barred from working or studying and were confined to their homes unless accompanied by a male guardian. This is the present Taliban flag which flies at the Ghazni provincial governor's house on Sunday, August 15, 2021. The Taliban said earlier this year it wanted a genuine Islamic system for Afghanistan that would make provisions for women's and minority rights in line with cultural, traditional, and religious rules. So, what is Sharia law? First, talking about Sharia. Sharia is based on the Quran stories of Prophet Muhammad's life and the ruling of religious scholars forming the moral and legal framework of Islam. In simple words, the interpretations of Sharia are a matter of debate across the Muslim world, and all groups and governments that base their legal system on Sharia have done so differently. When the Taliban say they are instituting Sharia law, that does not mean they are doing it in ways that Islamic scholars or other Islamic authorities would agree with. Sharia prescribes lists some specific crimes such as theft and adultery and punishments if accusation meet a standard of proof. It also offers moral and spiritual guidance such as when and how to pray or how to marry and divorce. Talking about how Taliban previously interpreted, so when the Taliban controlled Afghanistan from 1996 to 2001, they banned televisions and most musical instruments. They established a department for the promotion of virtue and prevention of vice based on a Saudi model. Restrictions on behavior, dress, and movement were enforced by morality police officers who drove around in pickup trucks. Women accused of adultery were stoned to death. So, what do you think this might mean for women? Do comment it down. Now, here comes the worst part when women try to speak in front of media, who, if identified and caught by the Taliban, are being killed or suspended, which is why most of them are scared to come in front of cameras. Moving to the last part of our session, let's know in short about Mullah Bardar. Abdul Ghani Bardar Akhund, born in 1968, is an Afghan militant who was one of the founders of the Taliban in Afghanistan and the deputy of its leader Muhammad Omar. He is known by his honorific Mullah, and Omar nicknamed him Bardar, which means brother or Mullah brother. Mullah Abdul Ghani Bardar, a co-founder of the Taliban, is said to be one of the most influential people in the group. That's all for today. Hope you all enjoyed my presentation. Thank you.